India. 1 billion+ people, speaking hundreds of languages. Each region has its own unique flavor, from the snowy Himalayas to the tropical south. This incredible diversity is India's strength, yet it also presents a huge challenge. How do you govern such a vast, varied nation? This has been the central question for India since 1947. Our founding fathers had a vision. They knew a strong unitary government wouldn't work. It would alienate too many people. So, they chose federalism, a system where power is shared between a central authority and individual states. This was a bold experiment, an attempt to weave a single national fabric, each thread important, each thread distinct. The idea was unity in diversity. It means respecting differences, not trying to erase them. It means giving states the freedom to manage their own affairs, while also being part of a larger Indian identity. Federalism was the chosen tool for this delicate balancing act, a way to hold the nation together, not through force but through partnership. So began India's federal journey. The Constitution of India is our guiding light. It is the foundation of our democracy, and it is the cornerstone of our federal system. The framers of the Constitution were wise. They knew the importance of clarity, especially when it came to sharing power. They did not want ambiguity to create conflict. So they carefully listed out the powers for the center and powers for the states. This division is enshrined in the 7th schedule. The Union List gives powers to the central government. These are matters of national importance: defense, foreign affairs, currency, railways. The center needs these powers to ensure India's unity. Then comes the state list. This outlines the powers of state governments: public order, police, public health, agriculture. States understand their unique local needs better. Finally, there is the concurrent list. This includes subjects where both center and states can make laws: education, forests, marriage and divorce, trade unions. If there's a conflict between a central law and a state law, the central law will usually prevail. This framework aims for balance. It seeks cooperation, but also provides a way to resolve differences. The early years after independence were different. The Congress Party was dominant. It ruled at the center and in most states. This led to a more centralized federalism. The center often called the shots. State leaders usually followed the party line. Jawaharlal Nehru, our first prime minister, believed in a powerful center. This phase saw less friction between Delhi and the states, but it also meant less true autonomy for the states. Things began to change in the late 1960s. Regional parties started emerging. They gained power in several states. Parties like the DMK in Tamil Nadu, the Akali Dal in Punjab. These parties championed regional issues. They demanded more rights for their states. This marked a new phase in center-state relations. The era of one-party dominance was fading. A more assertive federalism was taking root. The 1990s brought another big shift. Coalition governments became the norm at the center. No single party had a clear majority. National parties had to ally with regional players. This empowered regional parties significantly. They became kingmakers in New Delhi. This forced the center to be more accommodative. Center-state relations became more about negotiation, less about dictation. This was federalism in action. India is a chorus of many voices. Each state has its own distinct identity, its own history, language, and culture. These regional identities are strong. They give people a sense of belonging. These identities often translate into regional aspirations: a desire for self-governance, a demand for control over local resources, a push to protect and promote one's own culture. These aspirations are a natural part of a diverse nation. They are not necessarily a threat to national unity. One of the earliest expressions of regional aspiration was language. After independence, there were strong demands to reorganize states on linguistic lines. The central leadership was initially hesitant. They feared it might weaken the country, but the movements were powerful. People agitated for states based on their mother tongue. Eventually, the center had to concede. States like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat were formed. This linguistic reorganization actually strengthened India. It gave people a greater stake in the nation. Beyond language, there have been other movements for greater state autonomy. The Dravidian movement in Tamil Nadu is a classic example. Section 5. Laboratories of Change. States as innovators. Our states are not just administrative units. They are often called laboratories of democracy. States can experiment with new ideas. They can try out different policies tailored to their specific local conditions. If an idea works well in one state, it can then be adopted by other states, or even by the central government for the whole country. This bottom-up approach to policymaking is vital. It allows for innovation and learning. Think about some successful national programs. Many of them started as state-level initiatives. The midday meal scheme, providing cooked meals to school children, was first pioneered in Tamil Nadu. Its success led to its nationwide adoption. This scheme has had a huge impact on child nutrition and school attendance. Consider the Employment Guarantee Scheme in Maharashtra. It was a precursor to the national Unravel. This guarantees rural employment, a lifeline for millions. States innovate in many different areas. Some states have done excellent work in e-governance, making public services more accessible and transparent. Section 6. Federal fault lines, points of contention. While our federal system has strengths, it is not without its problems. There are several points of friction, areas where the center and states often clash. These fault lines can strain relations. They can sometimes lead to bitter disputes. Understanding these contentious issues is important. It helps us see the challenges in making Indian federalism work smoothly. One of the most debated issues is the role of the governor. The governor is appointed by the president on the center's advice. They are the constitutional head of a state, but often they are seen as agents of the central government, especially when the state is ruled by an opposition party. Governors have been accused of misusing their powers, of trying to destabilize elected state governments, or of delaying assent to bills passed by state legislatures. This has led to many political storms and calls for reforming the governor's office. Interstate disputes are another major headache. Disputes over river water sharing are very common and highly emotive. States like Tamil Nadu and Karnataka have fought over Cauvery water for decades. Punjab and Haryana have clashed over Sutlej-Yamuna Link Canal. Section 7. Building bridges, the path of cooperative federalism. For India's federal dance to be harmonious, cooperation is key, not confrontation. This is the essence of cooperative federalism, where the center and states work together as partners in national development, not as adversaries fighting for power. This spirit of partnership is vital. It is needed to tackle the complex challenges India faces, challenges like poverty, climate change, or healthcare. No single level of government can solve these alone. Teamwork is the only way forward. Our constitution and political system have created platforms to foster this cooperation. The Interstate Council is one such body. It is meant to discuss issues of common interest, to resolve disputes between states or between center and states. Then there are zonal councils. These bring together groups of neighboring states to promote collaboration on regional matters. NITI Aayog, which replaced the Planning Commission, also plays a role. It aims to facilitate policy coordination and to promote best practices among states. These institutions provide a valuable space, a space for dialogue and deliberation. Section 8. The unending dialogue, balancing central might and state rights. Indian federalism is not a fixed formula. It's a living, breathing system. It is characterized by an unending dialogue, a constant negotiation between two forces, the push for a strong central authority and the pull for greater state autonomy. This is not necessarily a bad thing. This dynamic tension can be healthy. It ensures that neither side becomes too dominant. It allows the system to adapt to changing realities. It reflects the democratic churning within our diverse nation. The nature of this negotiation often depends on politics. When different parties rule at the center and in the states, the dialogue can become more adversarial. States ruled by opposition parties often feel targeted. They might accuse the center of discrimination, of using its powers for political ends. Conversely, when the same party is in power at both levels, relations might be smoother. But even then, regional interests can sometimes clash with the national party line. This makes for a complex political chessboard. The judiciary, especially the Supreme Court, often steps in. It acts as an umpire in this federal game. Section 9. The Resilient Federation Towards India's Shared Future. Looking back at India's journey since 1947, our federal system has faced many storms: linguistic conflicts, insurgencies, economic crises, demands for secession, and periods of political instability. Yet through it all, our federal structure has endured. It has shown remarkable resilience. It has bent, adapted, and evolved. But it has not broken. This ability to absorb shocks and manage contradictions, this is perhaps its greatest strength, a testament to the wisdom of its design. The adaptability of Indian federalism is noteworthy. It has managed to accommodate a mind-boggling array of demands, from creating new states to satisfy regional aspirations, to devolving more powers to local bodies. It has allowed for asymmetric arrangements, special provisions for certain states, recognizing their unique circumstances. This flexibility has been crucial. It has helped maintain a sense of unity in a country that could easily have fragmented. Our federalism has been a key instrument in nation building. As we look towards 2025 and beyond, what is the future outlook? Federal harmony will be more critical than ever.